Hi everyone, this is Wendy and welcome to another Aussie YouTube hop. Yay! The last one was so much fun. This one is all about inspiring you using awareness, and as such we just need to include a ribbon in our project. Now we have an awesome sponsor for this month's Aussie YouTube hop, and it is sponsored by Ruby Rocket. Yay! Thank you, Ruby. And you'll just see now the awesome prize that you could win, and all you have to do to enter to win this wonderful prize is hop along to everyone in the hop and leave a comment on each video in the hop. Okay, so with using the theme or the prompt of using a ribbon, I decided to use a pink ribbon and bring awareness to breast cancer. Now our breast cancer month isn't here until the 1st of October in Australia, but every single day every woman should just be aware and check their boobs just to make sure. It's very, very important. Okay, so I decided to work in my altered book, and what better thing than to make a corset because it shows our lovely boobies. So I actually drew just the pattern on a piece of A4 paper, and in my book I glued 2 pages together, and just on the back page I'm just covering that with some black gesso just so that I don't have to worry about it too much, because I am going to be cutting my pattern out of my page. So here I'm drawing the image on it, and you can notice I'm going to cut the corset in half, and now I'm just going to cut the pattern from the 2 pages that I have glued together out of my book. Now cutting up the center to bring the 2 pieces of the corset to make it separate, and then just cutting the other side out, which is still attached to my book. This was just a little bit tricky, but I managed to get there. And once I cut the inside curve out, I'm actually going to use some masking tape just to put down the center of the pages, because I didn't want those to actually rip apart further on down the track. Okay, so got the corset cut out, and now I'm just putting that masking tape on. The next person that you will see in the hop, I will have the link for down in my description. So if you just click on that link, it'll take you to the next person's video. So just keep in mind that if you leave a comment on all the videos, you could win that awesome prize that Ruby Rocket is giving to one lucky viewer and commenter. So what you can see now, I've got the 2 sides of the corset, and I have just held them together with some clips because I thought it was easier to cut the holes out, which is going to have the ribbon thread through it. So I'm cutting the holes out on the 2 sides so that they're identical. It just makes it a lot easier. And I do cut quite a few of the holes. Okay, so we've got that done. Take the clips off. And I was going to start painting it, but then I changed my mind and thought I just need to strengthen the design of the corset up a bit. So I decided just to put another layer of ripped papers on there, which gives it a nice bit of strength. And I'm just using the Mod Podge just to put those papers down. And I'm also putting just a small piece in between the holes. I'm not worrying about going over the holes again, because I actually am going to put some eyelets in the holes. But I really just needed to strengthen up these papers. Even though I had glued 2 pages together, I just still wanted them just to have just a little bit more strength on them. And if you can hear like a little noise in the background, it's just my ceiling fan on. It's still quite hot here where I live in Australia, even though we are in autumn. Nearly finished. Okay, and just giving it both sides another good coat of the Mod Podge, because when that dries it gives it some strength as well. If you turn the camera on when you're videoing. Okay, so what I just done, I put a layer of papers down, and then while the Mod Podge was still rather damp, I put a layer of white gesso on it, and then I just moved this side onto the top of there and gave it like a nice firm press down, and then pulled it back up. I wanted to get all this awesome texture in the background, so I'm just going to let that have a dry, and I shall be back. And hopefully remember to turn the video camera on, Wendy. Okay, so we're back to my voiceover. Now I have got just some pink. It's a rather dark coloured pink, and I decided that was the colour that I wanted the corset to be, and that's a Jo Sonia paint. I'm not sure, I can't remember the name. Oh, here it is right beside me. It's Brilliant Magenta, and I thought this darker pink would go rather nice with the lighter pink ribbon, because we have a pink ribbon for breast cancer awareness. And because I had got a really nice texture on the corset shape itself, I just grabbed some silver paint, and that's just a cheap paint from Kmart, and just using my finger and rubbing it over pardon me, rubbing it over gently over the corset, just so that I can bring out some of that texture. And when I finished, after it dried, it just looked so wonderful. Sometimes I get a little bit heavy-handed with my finger and push it too far into the background, but that's okay. It still turned out rather nice. So I'm just giving you a glimpse of trying to show you the texture on the corset. Just adding a little bit more to the side. So now I've got my eyelets, and I'm just placing those in the holes that I made, and then I shall just use my crocodile just to flatten them out or to attach them. And I kept throwing those little eyelets all over the place, but I got them again. So just using the crocodile now to press them down. And now just to do the other side. Now using the crocodile and just pressing them down on that side of the corset. Okay, so we're getting there. I also found a few little pieces of lace that I thought I might like to use on the corset. But first I just grabbed my Stabilo All pencil, the black one, and I'm going around the outsides just to darken them up, give them some definition. And I also just use the Stabilo All to just put a curve underneath for just some shading, just to shade underneath where the bottom of your boobies would go in it, just adding a bit more detail, and then just activating the Stabilo All with a baby wipe and my finger. So all in all, it was pretty easy, simple design to do for the corset. So I've grabbed my pink ribbon now and I'm just threading it up through the holes where the eyelets are to bring both pieces, both sides of the corset together. Now the other side. And as I go, I'm just tightening it up just a little bit. I do give it another pull and tighten it when I've got it all together. So just tightening the ribbon up, pulling them together just so that they're nice and firm. Okay, so now I'm going to put some of this lace applique on. I like the two smaller pieces down the bottom, but I just think those other two over the breast part are just a bit too big, so I do trim them down so that I've just got another little piece sitting up the top. I think that the lace applique just set it off and made it just a little bit more elegant, I think. And then I was just playing around to see if I wanted a bit more lace down the sides where the waist is, but I thought nah, in the end I thought no, a bit too much lace. I just wanted a little bit of pop on there, and I think the four corners just made that happen. And now just gluing the that's my voice. Just gluing the lace applique flowers on there using some PVA craft glue. And tying a bow up the top. And that's about it, guys. I will have some pictures at the end. I do need to tidy up the back of it, but that's okay. I can do that at another date. So please remember our wonderful sponsor, Ruby Rocket. Please go over and show them some love. And to enter the draw, you have to hop to every person in the Aussie YouTube hop and leave a comment on their videos to be able to go into the draw for that awesome prize that Ruby Rocket has sponsored us with. Okay, thanks everyone. I hope you enjoyed and have a great hop. Bye bye.